Okay, so this video is one that I made a really long time ago, like back when I first started working on my Galleon Arena guide, which was like a month ago. So I didn't have a guide video this week, so I thought I'd just upload this one. But if you want to see more content like this, there is a playlist for these now. I really recommend you check it out after you finish watching this video. It has some pretty good stuff in it. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, remember to subscribe so that way you can always see my videos when they come out. So with that out of the way, enjoy the video. So, a lot of people who play Sea of Thieves seem to want to know the answer to the question, how can they get better at PvP? And while you get different answers from pretty much everyone, I have one simple tip that'll help you get better at PvP instantly. All you have to know how to do is not die. Now, I know that's obvious, but I meet people every single day who do not know how not to die in this game. While death is inevitable in the Sea of Thieves, there are many things you can do to keep yourself alive for longer. So today, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to make sure you don't die on your next PvP encounter. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was what to do whenever you go to board. Now I know I did just talk about this in my arena guide, but it is very important that people know how to board correctly. Now, there are many ways to board a ship. Whether you shoot yourself out of a cannon, simply jump on board, or climb up the ladders. Just remember that the enemy crew can only stop you from boarding if you use the ladders. But getting on board the ship isn't where most people's problems begin. It's once they get on the ship, they don't know what to do. And if they do know that the first thing they want to do is drop the anchor, they don't know what to do after that, so they just stand there and get shot, and are immediately sent back to their ship. And I think that's where many people's issues come from. If you've ever watched anyone who knows how to board and is typically successful with it, you will notice how they're always moving. Even if they're not just running towards another person to kill, they are always running around so the enemy crew doesn't know where they are and can't always just group up on them. Another mistake I see a lot of people making is that they tend to let the enemy players group up on them. You only ever want to be fighting one person at a time. So what I've done is typically I like to run downstairs and usually one or two people will follow me. Then I'll run around behind the stairs and try to pull one of them off so I can kill them one at a time. If you can separate them, this will give you the best chance of surviving. Because you would rather have a 1v1 than a 1v2. And I feel like that is really important to understand. Now, while you're boarding, the biggest threat to you, weapon-wise, would be the blunderbuss, which is actually going to lead me into the second thing I wanted to talk about. The blunderbuss is the bane of the boarder's existence. Everyone who's ever tried to board has met it face-to-face and most likely died. It is the only weapon in the game that can one-shot at a close enough range. Now, this may sound stupid, but the best way to not die to a blunderbuss is to not get shot. In the clip above, you can see me do just this. I got on board the enemy player's ship, dropped their anchor, and ran downstairs. Once I heard them catch it, I went back upstairs to go get them off the anchor. I blunderbussed the one closest to me in the back, killing him instantly. However, then I jumped backwards because I knew the other guy had a blunderbuss and I saw him get off the anchor. I knew he had a blunderbuss because I had met him on the ladder earlier. When I jumped backwards, I completely dodged his blunderbuss shot. And after that, it was just over for him. There's nothing else he could do. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you know the enemy player has a blunderbuss, or if you don't know what guns they have, try to keep a little bit of distance between you and them. Now, most of the time, they will try to charge you, but if you have a long-range weapon, you could just shoot them, or possibly even sword dash. But if you don't have anything else you could do, you could also just run straight at them, because most of the time, I've found that if you run straight towards them as well, they will like shoot through you almost. It's weird. Of course, all of these tips also apply for any land battles you may have. Only difference is I'd worry a little bit less about the blunderbuss and more about the sniper, but I'll talk about that in some other video. So let's say you miss the ladder and fail to board. There are many things that could happen. Most of the time, nothing really. You'll just swim to your mermaid. But let's say there was a shark out in the water. How would you not die to the shark? Because while it may be easier and seem faster to you, dying to a shark really is a bad thing to do because it wastes a lot of time. Now this tip is just a little bit shorter, but I thought I'd just give it to you because obviously it matches with this video's theme of boarding. If a shark is coming in to bite you, swim directly at it, and just before it does the animation to bite, if you swim down underneath it, you can actually avoid it completely. This works most of the time. I'm not really good at it, so I couldn't tell you if it does. I've seen other people do it and it works incredibly. It's just, I guess I'm bad. So that should be basically all you need to know about boarding and how not to die while doing so. I didn't actually intend for this video to be about boarding. It was just going to be a collection of random tips I had on how you could survive longer, but it didn't turn out to be that way. So I guess if you guys want to see another video like this one, but for land battles, and possibly even just one with random tips, I would be very glad to make one of those as well if you enjoy this video. So I guess for now, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.